Hi, I'm Carolyn Allen, and I'm going to read something I was working on today, and it doesn't really end. I've always wanted to be a hero, but at the university, I don't find a real arena for my heroism. When I was a kid, I was fixated on the image of Emma Peel of the Avengers. She was so strong and self-assured, cool in all situations. She knew karate and microbiology. She kicked ass and wore great clothes, skin-tight black leather, zippers, kinky boots, and her side always won. I'd tell my mom I wanted clothes like Emma Peel's, and she'd say, "Well, dear, skin-tight black leather isn't appropriate for 8-year-old girls." And I suppose it still isn't appropriate for university writing teachers. But sometimes I still long to be that cool, sophisticated, kick-ass heroine, never at a loss for words or a quick chop to the groin. Ooh. Last spring, last spring, I rented all the Avengers episodes from 1967 to 1969. The Diana Rigg years. And I'd watch several episodes a night, just to get me through the last quarter of school before summer vacation. It got so just hearing the theme music, dum 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 dum, just gave me this rush of confidence, better than confidence, like well-being. But I noticed something I hadn't noticed as a kid. Emma Peel uses her feminine wiles a lot. She pretends to be weak. She's always getting tied up to chairs with laser beams directed right at her forehead, and she just laughs and says, "You diabolical genius, you." And before her head gets blown up, Mr. Steed, her partner, the perfect English gentleman with the bowler hat and umbrella, bursts into the room and saves her, and they go tooling off into a country lane drinking champagne in a horse-drawn carriage, or an Aston Martin, or a miniature choo-choo. Well done, Mrs. Peel. But nobody ever saves me, and I'm not cool-headed. It's easy to push my buttons and make my voice squeak in faculty meetings. And whenever I've stood up for what I believe in, like less hoops for students to jump through, more freedom in the curriculum, more independence for teachers, more like we've decided to go another direction. Or, we want to push the kids beyond their comfort zones and create a more rigorous environment. As if what I do, creating a safe environment, or they had it before they were ready, or they're afraid they never will have it, or they're confused about whether they're a girl or a boy, or they have deep guilt they carry from when their granny had a stroke at the beach while playing in the waves with them, or that girl who wrote about getting sliced up by a lover, and the whole room was crying, even the guys. It was so horrific, the blood on the walls and the little kid's spaceship sheets. But she wasn't crying, because she's tough. See, what I do somehow doesn't count as rigorous, and it doesn't matter that students who study with me win contests or get into good grad schools. We've decided to go another direction, they say, and I don't have any feminine wiles to work with. We're not introducing grades, they say. We're introducing and I'm thinking, man, I don't need to be introduced to failure. I know what failure is. Failure looks like me sitting at this conference table with these prize-winning academics with degrees from Harvard, Yale, and Cambridge. And I'm afraid they know all about me. afraid they can smell me, that I'm essentially unclean, one of the unwashed, and that they know if I stick my finger in my belly button right now, it's gonna smell like garlic and old gym shoes. And I like it. And I'm afraid they know that when I was 6, I had elaborate sexual fantasies about Batman driving up in his Batmobile, in his tights and leotard, over his big square chest, and the sexy little bat mask. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, Batman! And he'd carry us all away, my mom, my sister, and me, away from that shitty, ugly Richmond, California sheetrock apartment building. Pow! Orgasm! Batman! And I'm afraid they know about how my dad would take baths with my sister and me when we were really little and point to one ball and say, "That one's where Carolyn came from. It's bigger." And he'd point to the other one and say, "That one's where Cassie came from. It's smaller." And they must know about that tract house in Napa on the corner of Springwood and Rockwood. How the cat population got so out of control because Mom never got them spayed or neutered, and we had 21 half-year-old cats all shitting and pissing on shea green carpets, and we gave up. We just stopped cleaning and moved away. Just moved away. And I'm afraid they know how my first big love stopped loving me. Never wanted to have sex. Stole money from my purse. Sold my old Motown records for pocket money. And I'd chase his VW Bug down the driveway, screaming, "I love you, you fucking asshole!" I'm sure they can sense my failed attempt to be a lesbian. When I liked that pretty girl from Trinidad, flirted with her outrageously at the gay dance club. Oh, darling, I've had a crush on you from the moment I saw you. Only to find I was talking to her sister. And they know about the Green Hulk, the extra wide metallic green van I used to fuck Leroy the stripper in. He'd park it in the Albertsons parking lot. He'd just be waiting for me, and I'd pull up beside him on my way home from school. And they can smell my lack of credentials, my broken confidence. But what would Emma Peel say? "I'll show you failure."